Testing 1 2 1 2. Yes, I am loud and clear. Loud and clear. I am here. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Doggie Diamonds. I was supposed to start at 9:30, but I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm so excited, so hyped. I couldn't even wait. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I don't even want to talk. I'm not even doing no long intro. I'm just gonna bring the man, the myth, the legend on the screen. Introduce yourself to the people.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy High Tech in the buildings live from Cincinnati.
So you can you still use the name DJ High Tech?
Yeah, man, I own all of that shit, man.
So who's homie?
Oh, you know what? I sent out a cease and desist. I was, the process of suing somebody and all of that. I was late on it.
Yeah.
And I guess I was just a little late, but the process is you got to send out a cease and desist first. But I was already probably like 5 years behind before I even gave a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you see somebody named DJ. I'm like, huh? That ain't the homie.
Yeah, I didn't really realize they was going that hard with it like that. And then my lawyer sent out a cease and desist, so he changed it to like High Tech 5000 or something like that.
But because when I searched DJ High Tech, I was looking for pictures of you. I'm like, who on earth is this? Like, what is going on? So but we know who the real is. You know what I'm saying? You are DJ High Tech. So you started as a DJ, I take it.
Yeah. Started as a DJ, and that was the original name, DJ High Tech.
So DJ, I'm gonna ask you two questions about DJing. Who is your favorite scratch DJ that does with the cuts? Like, who got the best scratches?
Jazzy Jeff.
Oh, I can't argue with that. That's like
it's between Jeff or DJ Scratch.
See, I'm from Brooklyn, so I love Jeff. Jeff was the first, but my Brooklyn bias always make me say Scratch. But either or, you can't go wrong. Who's your favorite trick DJ?
Favorite trick DJ is man, you know what? My favorite trick DJ, man. Damn, see, I don't really be into the newer guys. They be kind of cheating with the
with the Serato.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I want the vinyls with the, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still a Jazzy Jeff dude, man.
He does the tricks too. Him and Scratch can still do the tricks. So either or, either or. So DJing in your town, being from Cincinnati, who influenced you to be a DJ, or was it out of the town?
Well, to be honest, man, I started off as a DJ, but that DJ High Tech was like a early name. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like DJing around town like when I was like 15. You know what I'm saying? And then I started getting into the production. I weaned off the DJing, so I didn't really DJ clubs in the city or nothing like that. I just, I'm like a DJ premier, so to say.
Natural, but it was a natural progression to go from.
Yeah. It was just a natural thing that, I stayed in the studio a lot, so I stopped DJing, you know what I'm saying? But I kept the name DJ High Tech.
You made the pause tapes though, right?
Oh, for sure.
I don't think explain to the audience what a pause tape is, because they probably think it's some pause because you said something sus. Tell them what a pause tape is.
A pause tape is, back in the day, you had a double tape deck. Well, you had one tape here, another tape there. I would show you, but I'm on this like desktop computer. I had one in my studio, but basically you had the pause, the play, and the record button, rewind, fast forward. So you let the song play whenever you want to put in the next song. I mean, you gotta hit pause on the tape, and then let the other tape come in and unpause it. You know what I'm saying? And you have to seam it together, and if it don't work, you have to be accurate with it, because if you messed up, it ain't no going back.
Ain't no going back.
If you got your pause mix game up, once we got to like MPCs and drum machines, that was nothing. You know what I'm saying?
What was your first piece of equipment you bought?
The first piece of equipment that I bought, because I borrowed shit forever, man. I borrowed shit for a long time. Up until like the whole Black Star was somebody else's drum machine.
Wow, what drum machine was that though?
That was an MPC 60.
Oh, it wasn't even a 2.
Nah,
wow.
no. No, no
Wow.
two. That was all of that. That whole Black Star shit was MPC 60.
So you was sampling in there too, or you was using it to trigger?
Nah, I was sample. I did everything in the 60. Everything. Every no keyboards, no nothing. Everything in the 60.
How was the filter on there though? I never seen the filter on the 60.
I did have a filter.
So how was you filtering stuff?
On the board, like on the console.
So you was taking the highs down and putting the bottom up. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, that's a lot of mixing too.
Even like even like the chops, like it didn't have the mono on it. It had just poly. So it's no mono. So you had to chop everything exactly the way you wanted it.
Wow. It didn't even have the 16 levels either, right?
Yeah, it had the 16 levels.
Okay.
But it did have like where like with mono, you hit it and it starts the song over, don't overlap. So you play the song, and you press it again, it starts over. But the original 60 didn't have the mono where it starts over like that. If you hit it again, it overlaps the song.
Got
so
you.
It'll keep playing. So if you wanted to chop wherever way you wanted it to chop, you had to truncate it that way. You know what I'm saying?
Now you said a word that I know what you mean, but tell them what truncating is.
Okay, so truncating is basically you basically modifying the sample,
cutting off the end and cutting off the beginning,
or in the beginning, exactly.
Yeah. Getting it right on the pop. You know what I'm saying? So when you doing this, first of all, how the hell did you meet Black Star? Because I'm like, he from Cincinnati. How he met two Brooklyn dudes?
And I always feel like that was a work of God. I was my dream was to go to New York and make these beats and make it. You know what I'm saying? And basically, I was producer for a group out of Cincinnati called Mood, and they got a deal with TVT Records. But prior to getting a deal with TVT, they would go back and forth to New York, and they met Qua and his crew, and they became friends, and they brought Kwali's demo back, and basically, long story short, I liked the demo. They brought it to me, and I was like, man, I thought they were on already. You know what I'm saying? I thought the shit had been out. I thought it was, and me, I was just so eager to work with somebody, that had lyrics or could make songs, full songs, and on top of that, somebody from New York, because it gave me a reason to get out of Cincinnati. So, once Qua, he came back to Cincinnati for a visit with Mood and got in the studio with me, and basically, it went from one thing to another to us like putting together a demo. He bringing me to New York, and then me making a beat called Fortified Live, which features Mos Def. So, Yasin Bey,
So this is not Black Star. This is
this ain't even Black Star. This is me and Kwali, Reflection Eternal.
Got you.
And so me and Kwali are a group called Reflection Eternal, and our first single features Mos Def and Mr. Man from the Bush Babies.
That is my brother. His name is Khalil Bey now.
Yeah, Khalil.
I just spoke. I just spoke to him last week.
That's my brother, man.
Me and him grew up together. He's on the gram. Me and him grew up together. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they was hitting it, and I'm just a soldier because I already knew what I needed to do. I just couldn't believe they didn't have access to the beats. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So it was a perfect opportunity for me to do what I needed to do.
So did you come from money? Did you come to New York broke, sleeping on couches? Like what was your trek like? Trying to get into this game.
Yeah, you hit it on the nail, man. I was broke. I was broke, sleeping on Kwali's couch, you know what I'm saying?
Eating Heroes in Brooklyn, eating them hairy chicken wings in Brooklyn.
Hell yeah, I was up in Flatbush eating halal, going to the halal spot every day. You know what I'm saying? Man, getting the Trinidadian tapers and shit.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. That's what I was doing, man. I left Cincinnati to get away and was sleeping on Qua's couch till we made it happen.
So you came with the boom bap, but from your area, what influenced you to do boom bap? Because I wouldn't take that to be from Cincinnati. That sound, that's really originated in New York. Where did you get it from?
I think at the end of the day, I'm just a big fan of hip hop. Period.
Okay.
And one of two of my favorite producers is Pete Rock and DJ Premier. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, me coming up before I met Talib and before I made it to New York, I was doing my studies. I mean, I'm listening to Diamond D. I go all the way back to Marley Marl. You know what I'm saying?
That's the father. Marley's the father.
Marley Marl is
and
the
we
father.
all his babies.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Marley Marl, he was doing incredible things. So I'm a student of Marley Marl as well. I mean, I'm just a fan of hip hop. I've been like a student of hip hop since I was 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it was a natural thing for me because of me just being a fan. And it was fun once I learned how to dig in the crates. I educated myself. I didn't know this was like digging in the crates told a story. I learned about musicians. I learned like when you digging in the crates, you basically like you reading the credits at the same time. You might be listening to a record and you flip the vinyl, like you got the vinyl and you looking at the credits and you just over time and years of doing it, you educating yourself.
Yep.
And you don't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? So me coming from Cincinnati, it really wasn't a thing of me trying to represent Cincinnati sound. It was just me just being a fan of the certain producers that I love.
So you got the MPT 60. One thing I commend you on, how the hell do your drums sound so damn clean, tight? I mean, you came in a time where we love RZA, but RZA shit wasn't the cleanest and it wasn't on, which now we listen back and we realize the genius of it. But I remember back then I used to be like, man, this is off beat. Because I know coming from
just saying that.
Yeah, like it was off beat and you used to be like, yo, it's not hitting on the one, like especially if you listen to Incarcerated Scarfaces. I think he used the Detroit Emerald drums, and it's a little off. And I used to be like, yo, come on, man, just tune it a little bit. Yeah, but it was on purpose. So now we understand the genius of it. But back then I was like, yo, but you come from the school of the Pete Rock of it's on, it's so tight. How did you get your drums to sound so perfect?
Man, I would say, I was just telling myself this like yesterday or the day before. Like, I don't know why it came to my head, but I remember I never sampled like the typical drums. Like I didn't sample like PSK or like any of the Honey Drippers.
Impeach the president. Yeah.
Impeach the president.
You never even sample Substitution? You had to sample Substitution. Bro.
Never. I never sampled Funky Drummer. I never sampled. Let me take it back. I recently just chopped up Funky Drummer for this Anderson .Paak remix. But
okay.
Other than that, I just did it for fun, not because I was trying to make something original and credible.
So the Ultimate Breaks and Beats records, you didn't have them?
I had them.
Okay.
I had them, but I felt like they was used. I felt like if I used those, I would sound like everybody else. So I would never use those drums. I would go and find not the typical breaks. I would go find my own breaks. Like I would make my own breaks and just find snares and kicks and put them together myself.
You are amazing, because when I heard, first of all, I didn't understand how you did the P is free for the I was like, I was like, yo, how he do that? Like, how he catch that? Because when I listen to it, it sound a lot like the P is free, but it's not the same drums. You know what I'm saying? So when you did that, I was like, yo, how did he? I was just, and then I think all your drums are perfect. One of my favorite records you did is Driving Down the Freeway. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, yo, man, like, funny, fun, looking up. And I'm like, yo, what the hell? So, because it just reminds me of me. I like soul beats. I love soul samples, but I don't like the sped up soul sample. That became a thing. I like when you could,
Yeah.
you know, it became a thing, which was dope. But then I liked how you was doing it. But yo, man, like I think when it come to drums, you definitely top 5 when it come to the sounds of the drums. Not only your sequence, but the sound. I'm like, yo, how the fuck is drum sound so clean? You,
Appreciate it, bro.
Kev Brown, Dilla. I was like, yo, what drum machine are they using? Cause they drums sound so damn clean. So you never use the meters, none of that stuff?
Nah, no meters, no James Brown, none of that, man. Like I always felt like that was already ran through. I couldn't use them, you know what I'm saying?
But you know, you could tune it different. You could truncate it different.
Yeah, I still would feel like I was cheating.
Wow.
I didn't even like. After a while, I hated break records. I hated it because I felt like people was giving up records that hadn't even been touched yet. Like I forget the name of the cats that was putting out records, but they started getting a little too carried away. Like they started putting out records that people hadn't even really used and freaked them yet. You know
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I didn't feel like that. I felt like they was giving up too many jewels and too many, you know. I always felt like, you know, the mystery of the sample and how to use it was part of the, you know, it was part of the fun. You know, they kind of took the fun out of it.
But I never liked drum kits though. I don't like drum kits. Like these drum. Yeah, I don't like these. I like, you know, out now if if High Tech make a drum kit out of some of them early Black Star joints or
like straight up on some real, like if my drum kits wouldn't really be what you would hear on my records. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I've tried it and then I'd be like, this ain't, you know, it ain't hitting the way I would make a beat out of it. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, it would just be the stabs. You would just be the sound.
Yeah, it would be stabs. You know what I'm saying? It would be stabs. Yeah.
So you never even used the tone bass before?
Nah, is that the tone from the board?
Yeah, no, the tone from the it's in the 950 and it's in the MPC. It's a tone.
Oh nah, I never use it.
You know, kill the tone bass. DJ Scratch kills the tone bass. When you hear that bass,
like
that Scratch, Buster stuff. Aguilar kills the tone bass, and Dilla knew how to do the tone bass.
Oh, okay, yeah, I never used it.
Word, like so yeah, the tone bass is ill, but DJ Scratch is the.
I think 88 Keys was showing me that back in the day.
Yeah, the tone bass is just like, what the hell is that? But it is another bass in the board too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you started doing these early beats, when did you say, I'm all right, I'm dope. I might be onto something.
I had made this beat when I was like 16, and it was from one of my homies, and I remember the way it came together. Now back in the day, in my early days, I did sample.
Okay.
I would use like, you know, the typical break beat if I could find them, you know what I'm saying? This was before the break beats was out like that, but I remember making this beat and I sampled the drums from Bonita Applebum, whatever break that is, I forgot.
Yeah.
Those drums, but I made this beat and the way it came together and the way I had the chorus part and then the verse part, and then the way it was flowing, and I had this, like I could put it out. The beat was it's so dope that I could put it out right now. It you know, it'll be a thing.
Put it out. We want to listen. And look. I don't know. I'm gonna be real with you. I can't think of too many misses you did. I'm gonna be real. I'm not saying that because you here, but I can't really say, yo, nah, I wasn't feeling that. I'm like, I'm kind of starving for your music. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I could think of like even shit like Rada music. I'm like, yo, this dude just don't miss. You know what I'm saying? like, yo, like where I'm from, like, yo, I could just tell you the beats that you did. Even Cool for the East Siders. That is my favorite joint. And you know what made me like Cool? I seen Afro Man singing it one day with them. You saw that footage?
Yeah. My homie showed me that.
Yeah, because I was like, yo, what song is that? And then I went looking for it. I'm like, yo, this dude High Tech. But I'm like, yo.
I'll be all over the place, man.
No, but I'm like, he left them drums naked. I'm gonna borrow those real quick.
Oh yeah, the H.
Yo,
Those
even with
those
the
are
dun, 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 with the bass, I'm like, oh, you left that bass? Okay, you wanted me to borrow that. I'm gonna borrow that bass. Do you do that to any other producer? Do you hear some drums? You be like, let me borrow those real quick and just tune them.
Yeah. I bought a couple kicks and snares from Amir from the Roots. You know what I'm saying? He might not know that, but I think the snare from Round and Round is from some a rim shot.
Oh, he
from
said Round and
Amir.
Round.
And I
best friend with Olivia and 50 Cent.
Word.
Yo, bro, you don't miss. Like, have you what? All right. So, what's your least favorite beat that you made that everybody loves?
That everybody loved. Least favorite. Probably Running the Game.
Word?
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's probably like that was you said everybody look, because that was the one that people be like, you know, they really love it, but I really was like, you know, I was missing something on it, but that was just me. Like,
what's your favorite?
My favorite is I don't really have a favorite. I mean, no, I don't have one favorite, you know what I mean? I got like man, it's crazy. I got a few of those favorite, like Come Down is, I really love the simplicity of that, but then I also love the G Unit intro, that beat, like, because I was actually in the studio with Dre mixing that, and he gave me this look. We in the studio, he just gave me this look, man. I never forget. Like, I kind of had my head down. I think I was rolling up some weed or something, and I look up, and he just like looking at me, giving me like this look, like, and shook his head, and he was like, "Yo," he stopped the record. He was like, "Yo, you gotta get in there and say your name on this shit, bro." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "For real?" He was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "Cause they gonna think I did it." I was like, "All right." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, go in there and say." So, like, when you hear me say high tech, nigga, and at the end, he the one that told me to go in there and do that. You know what I'm saying?
The blast, when I first heard, I mean, first of all right, we not gonna act like the Black Star album wasn't crazy, but the blast, when I first heard that, what is that? I don't know. You know, I never know how to describe that sound when the beginning, the like the vibrato sound.
Like, it's an auto wah.
Okay, yeah, the wah sound.
It's the wah.
So who idea was it to go? Quali? Who idea was that? Because that was ingenious.
Well, it's a sample in there that say body.
Oh.
It's Zap, Roger and Zap, but it says body. But our manager at the time, Corey Smith, we was sitting in the truck in Cali. We was wrapping up the album. So, and I had this last beat because I knew it was something, because Quad's such a lyricist, and we both me and Corey would always talk about we needed something more simple. And I had this beat that I always wanted to use, but I just didn't know how to use it. And we sit in the truck and I'm planning the beat, whatever. He was like, "That shit sound like it's saying Quali." I was like, "Yeah." It was like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's it right there, bro." I was like, "That's." I said, we're gonna have him write a simple verse. Like, if you notice, that's probably like the simplest rap pattern that he had on the album.
Yes, it was simplistic, but very not dumb, not even dumbed down. It was just simplistic, but wow, but it's what it is. The drums is perfect. You got a shaker in there too, right?
Yeah.
But it's the You played that?
Yeah. That's all. That's on the MPC.
So you found a note and just did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then you chop it. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean?
So when you first making a beat and you coming up with a bass line, how do you settle on? Because I made a beat and I'd be like, nah, that bass line is going against it. When you have a sample, if you don't, sometimes we just emulate the bass, whatever's going on in the record. What made you go against it with that one?
You know what's crazy? I used to do that shit not knowing it. Then one time my manager Zach, he told me, he was like, man, you got to be the king of the bass line. He's like, cause your bass be talking. And I was like, I didn't notice what I was doing until he told me that. Cause I would just, my basses wouldn't be undertone, they'll be lead. It's like you playing the lead guitar. They're playing lead, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really recognize that till somebody told, he told me, and I was like, damn, you right.
Because the bass is what really gives it the groove.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The bass
so
give it.
I didn't know, I didn't do it on purpose, man. I just something that comes out of me, and I was actually, when I started doing those basses on the MPC, I had to one time it came a point in my beat making career, I had to tell myself to stop doing this as much. I was just, killing it. I felt
Are you
like,
crazy? Don't stop that. Don't stop the bass. The bass is.
I try to stop doing it on purpose just because I didn't want everything to sound the same. I just wanted to try something.
You. That's like when I
used to doing it. You know what I mean?
Yo, when I met Focus and he told me who his father was, I'm like, your father played the bass on Good Times? Like, that's the most famous bass line in hip hop history. Wow. Like, I'm like, yo, but yeah, so and it's dope because it's so creative to do the bass. So, all right, as all producers, what do you start with? Myself, I find a sample and I kind of chop the sample that I want. Then I put the drums and then I fill it in with bass and changes. What do you start with?
It depends, man. Like if I'm initially I'm inspired. Depends on what style I'm on. Like I got different chambers, you know what I'm saying? So I really don't have a set way. I'm mostly inspired by, like, I could be watching TV and I hear something, and then from that I might hear something else that's in the back of that sample, and I might play that up first. Then I'll come back over top of that, or I might be listening to a record and hear some drums. And I'll be like, man, I gotta find the perfect sound for these drums. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of be all over the place with it. I kind of let the music lead the way. I just let the vibe lead the way.
Yo, bro, this is why I'm telling you with the bass. 199, come on, man.
Oh man.
Oh, yo, I'm ready to end the interview. I want to hear this. 199. What bass? That's the MPC too?
Yeah, that's all the 60. That's the 60 right there. That's all 60. Like that ain't nothing else but the 60. Nothing else. Ain't nothing but the 60, man. Like I didn't even like keyboard sounds back then.
No. Now let's keep it real. Producer to producer.
Yeah.
We not going to diss him, but we going to be honest. The Swizz beats used to bother me. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't. I didn't like Rough Riders Anthem because I just thought it was too simple sounding. I was more of the digger. I wanted to hear that hard sample and them hard drums. So when I just heard like and I was like, yo, these serious? And then when I started seeing people react, I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow. But no. We're not gonna skip over 199 real quick. Because it's a part where doom. What made you change it? It's a part like at one of the verses where you just played it. What made you just play it different at that point?
Oh man, that's what I was just hearing in my head. And my advice to producers would be, the people say, how do you do this? I would say just try to just go off of what you're hearing in your head. If you hear it, just try to do it. That's always been my thing.
Yo, when you did that, I was like, yo, this dude is incredible because sonically, how were you, again, how does your shit sound so good? Did you went to, that board behind you? Like, did you go to school for that or something like that? Or you just spend your whole life in there like me?
I'm just straight from the mud, man. Like, HR6 to Illest HR16. I even had a Casio SK5, the Mackie boards and all the little outboard gear, ADAT tapes and, all of that, man. I just come from from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? And all of that ties in. You know what I'm saying?
So what?
You know,
So what made you when did you get off the 60?
the 60 when the 62 came out.
Okay.
When the 62 came out, one of my homies, he bought it, and I started working on that, and I noticed it, all the 60s sound different, or all the MPCs sound
Yes.
different, should I say. They have a different sound, they have a slight different swing.
So I think
You know
Roger
what I'm
Lynn stopped making them after a while, and then I think he made the
Yeah,
3000, right? He made the
60,
3000.
61. Yeah, I talked to Roger Lynn on the phone one time because he was selling these chips, like when the 60 didn't have the mono and all of that. The mono, it had just the poly. It didn't have the mono. But he came up with a chip version where you could take the original chips out and put the version 3.10 in it, inside the MPC, which gave it this choppier feel.
So you had the cheat code. You had the cheat code straight from the master.
Cheat code, like, but it changed the beats of like, this is what I want to do, right? I want to get all my original drum machines back to where they were originally. I want the basic shit. Then I'll have the modified shit. That's just me being a tech head, like, because it changed. Every time you do any little modification, it changes it, you know. But with that being said, when I started off on the 60, then it came with these, Roger Lynn had these chips. It's called a 3.10 chip. And it would basically turn the 60 into a more functional drum machine where it had the mono and the poly and a couple of little extras, you know what I'm saying? But the feel of it was just slightly choppier. And it changed the original feel of the 60. And then after that, I got a hold to a 62, which was slightly different. This was just slightly different. I can't even explain what was different about it. I got to a point where if somebody played me a beat, I could tell you what you was using.
That's how I am right now. That's how I am.
Yeah.
Especially the Triton. I mean? The Triton was just like, that's a Triton.
Yeah.
Niggas was using the Triton, the Trinity. He's like, oh, he using the Triton or the Trinity.
And I hated the 2000. I hated that when it first came out.
What about the XL?
The XL, yeah, I hated that.
Oh wow. That was Dilla. That's what Dilla used, right?
Nah, I think Dilla used the 3000.
The 3000 because that's when Roger Lynn jumped back on it. So where you at now? Which one you using now? I can't hear you. You went out. What you said?
My bad. I still use the 3000.
Okay. So you didn't get caught up in the technology of, let me switch this, let me do this, the MPC live. You didn't do all that stuff, or you have it but you don't really rock with it?
I tried. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know if my computer, but yeah, I tried to do the 2500 and all the newer stuff, and I found myself like I be chopping up in Pro Tools, like now, like the Come Down record for Anderson .Paak. That's like I chopped all of that up in the Pro Tools.
Man, I seen something with Apollo Brown using Audacity. I was like, I quit. How he in Audacity? Like, Audacity is like a free program. I couldn't. So, you using you still on the 3000 right now. You've been in the studio with Dr. Dre. What was it like when because the first time I knew they was on to you, when Snoop was like, I seen an interview with Snoop and he was like, yo, whoever did that beat, Quali, I want to work with them. And I was like, yo, he talking about High Tech. So I was like, Snoop and High Tech. How did you get introduced to the West Coast guys?
You said the West Coast style?
The West Coast guys, the West Coast.
Oh, yeah.
Dre, Snoop, and East Siders and all that. How did you get on that time?
So I think the Blast was like my ticket to the West Coast. Cause Snoop had a radio show. What Quali was telling me, it was like he had a radio show and he was playing that record all the time. It just so happened when I was watching BET one day, and I think it was Rap City, and Snoop and the Dog Pound was in the booth, and they was freestyling to the Blast. So when I was working on High Technology, my first record, I I just wanted to take a shot in the dark, and I asked the A&R, Black Sean, who's a black. No, it wasn't black. Actually, didn't reach out. I asked my manager Zach. He's from Cali. I said, man, you think Snoop? I don't know. I was just a shot in the dark, but you think Snoop will jump on this beat? Because I had a dope beat I had just made, and I wanted Devin the Dude on it and Snoop. And I said, reach out to Snoop. So my manager, he reached out to Snoop, and Snoop was like, yo, he's like, come out tomorrow. Like, just like that. I jumped on the plane the next day. I went to his house and played him a couple beats, which ended up on the East Siders album, The Cool and the East Side Riders. And he did the verse for me back then Snoop was charging like $100,000 for verses, you know, but he showed me love from the beginning, you know what I'm saying? And he gave me a verse for a song I did with him and Devin, and it's called Keep Going. But it never made my album because the label, when I got back, like I said, back then, Snoop was coming off The Last Meal, and he was like the biggest thing, right? You know, biggest thing in hip hop. And they felt like they got excited, and they felt like Snoop was too big for my album.
So they didn't clear him?
No, Snoop was giving me the clearance. You know what I'm saying? He did it for me. They wouldn't clear it for me. They was on some. They didn't want to have. Basically, they wanted the Snoop verse.
Gotcha.
They had just signed G-Rap. Nobody could get in touch with Snoop, and if you did get in touch with Snoop, he was charging too much for a verse. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. I come back with a verse for the on the love. You know what I'm saying? And they basically tried to debo me out the verse because they needed it. You know what I'm saying?
So that was his label or your label?
It was what?
That with the Snoop verse. Who didn't want it? Who wanted the verse?
It was Ruckus. Ruckus. So I was doing my first album with Ruckus, and I came back with the Snoop verse, and they thought it was too big for my album. Oh, Snoop was too big for your album. I was like, man, yeah, right. Come on, man. I mean, I went through a whole thing with that, like literally, like we got into like this big beef where I basically ran off with the tapes. I left New York. I had to A that tape with the verse. And they was calling me. I mean, they was begging me for this verse, and man, basically they basically kind of had me cornered because I really care about what my fans hear, and I feel like when you coming off an album like Train of Thought, me and Quality's album, and my production it was seamless on that album. I'm not about to like put out some half-ass work that been sitting on the shelf, and now that the record's blown up, you know, now y'all want to put out something just to build off the name. I was like, nah, let me make this project dope or seamless, so you know we could keep the fans fed the proper way. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I had to weigh my options because they was like, well, we're just gonna put out what you have. And I was like, nah, don't do that because now y'all gonna take me back. This is how I was thinking, like, you know, this is with the fans. Like, I don't want my fans to see none of the hear none of the flaws. I want to keep them on edge. So, you know, basically it was like, all right, we'll give you a bigger budget and to finish the project and you know, give you some more time to finish it, but you know, and we'll give you some money for the Snoop verse.
What did they do with the Snoop verse?
What'd you say?
What happened with the Snoop verse?
So G-Rap, Ruckus ended up signing Coogee Rap, or they had him signed in the midst of me coming back from Cali with the verse. G-Rap was on Ruckus. So basically G-Rap, that song became G-Rap's song. And it's called Keep Going. It's G-Rap, Snoop Dogg, and Devin the Dude.
Wow.
But originally it was just Snoop. It was just Snoop and Devin the Dude, and it was supposed to be on my album.
Was Snoop okay with the G-Rap was legendary to every MC, so was he okay with it?
That's the thing. You know, I was sensitive about that because I felt like, you know, that was my beginning of a relationship I had with Snoop. That was my introduction to meeting Snoop, and he did that for me.
Yeah, you know he could have never fucked with you again, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so I was like, they kind of deboed me out the record. And you know, with Snoop, I think they had to reach out to Snoop to get it cleared anyway. So I think Snoop he understood the label politics. He understood the whole shit. I already know because he done been through worse shit than I've been through. You
Facts.
know what I'm saying? So I think he already knew off top what it was. And then they end up having to pay him more money anyway. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like for the free. You know what I'm saying? They just was happy to actually just have the verse in general. So I think, you know, it worked out because what's crazy is I would have loved to have that on my record. And it's another song that should have been on my album. And I went through some shit. And I just felt like, you know, at the time I didn't really get all the support that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like I was supposed to have the Blast remix on my album. It was with Erykah Badu.
Wow.
But for some reason they didn't want me to have it on the album. So I would have had, you know, 2 extra records. But I'm not gonna really dwell on that because I look at in hindsight, when they gave me an extra budget or extra time to finish my album, I went and made and produced Round and Round.
I'm about to say, because I wanted to segue into that. How did you did records for people that we don't even know these people, but it's a hit record, and then you do a remix of Round and Round and forget about it. That's out of here. Who was Homegirl?
That was one of the homegirls from the Natty. You know
what I'm saying? Like she yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, she was so green. The whole idea, like I had worked with her prior to us making that record. I worked with her on some underground records I was working on, but I didn't think she could sing. And then, you know, I didn't really think she had anything. But I forget, it was a guy just around the studio that had introduced, I forget who it was, but he introduced me to her. But fast forward, maybe like a year or 2 later, I had just made the Round and Round beat, and I was kind of burnt out in the studio, so I went to the club, right? Went to the club, and I see her in the club, and she say, "What's up, Tech? I've been working. I've been in the studio. I've been working on some shit." I was like, "Okay, I'm drunk and shit. I'm swagging out. I'm like, sing something to me now." She started singing to me in my ear and shit. And it's the first verse for Round and Round. I try to stop the voices that go round in my head and so she's singing that shit to me in the ear, and the whole time in my other ear I hear the beat I just made in the studio, and I'm like, this shit sound like it can go with the beat I just made. So I said, "Can you come to the studio tomorrow?" I was like, you know, and she was like, "Yeah, I'll come through." So when she came to the studio, and she sung that verse on top of that beat, I was like, this is it.
Wow.
And then we didn't have the hook yet. So I played the melody. I had the hook melody. I just didn't have the words. So we still working. And one of my homies I known for a long time, he came through and helped her write some words for the hook. And I mean, the rest was history, man. It was just really, it's a feel, you know. I listen for tone of voice and melody.
It's funny that you say that, but it's funny that you say that because I always tell people music is a mood. It's not technical, no pun intended. It's very, very how you feel.
Yes,
and if it feel good, I tell people sometimes y'all think the music too much. How does it make you feel? If you feel a certain way by playing it, you feel a certain way by hearing it, then it's good. It's not a thought. Music is a feeling. And the feeling that you get from it, you want millions of people to get it, or even if it's thousands, but it's not a thought. You know, stop thinking you overthinking the music. It's not that serious. It's the feeling. So how y'all got Method Man on it though?
I mean, that was a big power move from Kevin Liles and Def Jam. You know, I was big leaguing at that point, you know.
Yeah.
It was like, and you know, like that was a bittersweet time for me because I had just brought Ruckus the whole idea. I was like, yo, because they was already mad at me because I didn't want to give them the Snoop verse. And they still got the verse, but they still was a little bitter of what I took them through to get it. Cause I didn't just come off of it like that. I mean, I literally put up hell, you know what I'm saying? And they you know, they were still a little bitter, you know what I'm saying? But
So,
I was big dogging at the time. So I had I had gave them the record prior to that. As you know, it was on my album. They put out my album. They was still sleeping. I had brought them Jonelle before that. I brought her up to New York and had a meeting with Ruckus and was telling them about this whole project I want to do with her. And they straight up dissed her in her face. Like it was like I forgot some most slick shit that they said, like, and it was really embarrassing because I felt like it was a little humiliating, you know what I mean? Some real label talk, you know? And I always felt like, I'm like, man, I done did all of these records for y'all and all this loyalty and you know, I'm barely getting paid.
And y'all don't trust my vision.
And y'all don't trust my vision. And, you know, basically when the record blew up and all the major I mean, I had every radio station bumping it in New York. And I mean, the record was #1 in New York. And it was on the strength of like people like Mr. C, you know what I'm saying, was playing the record and Envy. And, you know, I mean, they was just blowing the record. They brought the record off, you know, they played it, they made it a single themselves. Ruckus was sleeping on the record. You know, it was never really a single. So what happened was Def Jam and a lot of other labels were calling, and I basically was weighing my options. And man, they was throwing all kind of numbers at me, and it was just, you know, it's a crazy story because at that point in time, Ruckus was really like, now they eyes open. They see the record blowing up, and it was really truthfully a record that they, I mean, truly slept on. And by that time, I was so bitter and felt disrespected. I mean, my feelings was hurt, everything, because I'm like, y'all like just took me through it, like
sensitive about the music, man.
So passionate into this, and y'all constantly shitting. I mean, it was times where I would call the label and be like, hey man, I'm broke. I'm trying not to go back to doing something crooked. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, man, I'm already did these records. I just need some support, you know, just, and it was times where they just be like, well, just bring me another record and da da da. And I'd be like, man, so by the time, you know, Def Jam came through, I basically took about 100,000 less than what Ruckus was offering me just to show them I'm not that dude to be fucked with. Like, I'm not, you know, in hindsight, I truthfully wish, I ain't gonna say wish, but I don't know. I felt like it could have worked out. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, yeah.
Probably better. Yeah. Because I was more comfortable. I was more comfortable with Ruckus. Ruckus, I think it came to a point in time with them where they started getting out of focus. They felt like they had to be like a Def Jam and all these other majors when really they were the next Def Jam. They were the next Def Jam. Had they stayed on the pattern that they was on and let it happen organically. You know what I mean? But they were trying to do things more on the commercial side, and they started doing commercial stuff. And the moves that they were making was commercial. It was just too intentional. It wasn't like the original Ruckus formula.
It was too thought out.
It was too thought out.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. How does it feel, you know, and I don't want to really bring race in this, but how does it feel like being a black dude, you know, boom bap, you know, hip hop, and some white dude tell you that's not gonna work? How does that make you feel?
Man, it's really, it could be humiliating at times, you know. But you know, a lot of times they the outlet, they the one who understand the structure of how to put the record out. They got the
they want to put their money into it. That's what it really boiled down to.
And you know, I mean, one thing I could say about Ruckus is, you know, Brian and Jared, they were really into it, man. They had an ear. They definitely had an ear, and they very much supported the artist. Like and on some real shit, they didn't even have like good deals on nobody. Like they were just pouring out money just for us to be creative. So with that being said, man, I commend what they did for me. Like it wouldn't be a high tech without Ruckus.
Okay, was respectable.
You know what I mean? Like they allowed me to become legendary status. They let me get all of my youth out through the music. like I had like 3 produced songs on the Rap City Countdown at the same time, like 199, Respiration, and I think another a Black Star song or whatever. But those were records I had sampled and bought for like 25 cents, $1 here. It's just sampled them, chopped them up in the MPC 60, came to New York, most, you know, Common, they rapped on these beats, but Ruckus put it out in a big major way. And I mean, that if that ain't passion for the hip hop, I don't know what is. So I mean, I take my hat off to Ruckus.
Sun God, what is that the first besides you know what you did the the with Common, was Sun God the first time you and him went in the studio and just did something together?
Yeah. So every once in a while, Common, I wouldn't say every once in a while, but he's done it a few times where he'll do a one-off single, even though he was a artist on a different label. He'll do a one-off single with like a underground label or Ruckus in particular. He's done a few records, like singles, and I guess his label that he was on will allow him to come to the underground and do these underground singles, which was one being 199 and the Sun God. So Sun God was a joint venture in a sense, just for, you know, I guess back then you would call that just like an underground record, you know what I'm saying? And I was using it as my first single, being an underground producer. And I guess Common, you know, at the end of the day, it fell into place because I had made the beat, and the beat was fire, and Common was on, and he was like, yeah, that's it right there. And we're gonna use this as a single that I want to use to make my underground single. Or, you know.
Even the Core Mega joint, I was like, yo, what is that? You know what I'm saying? The I don't really like telling people what samples is, but the core, I know you used Kraftwerk. You used Kraftwerk for something. That's Kraftwerk, right?
Yeah.
Because I used that, but you used a part of it that I was like, he got me for my Kraftwerk, because you know the other part, the dun 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 dun. You use the other part, but I love the other part. Well, we ain't gonna, but that's Kraft. I knew that was Kraft. I was like, yo,
good.
That shit sound like Kraftwerk.
It's another sample in there, man.
That's what I'm talking about. I use the other part.
No, the Kraftwerk.
Kraftwerk, yeah.
But like it's an undertone that's playing through the whole thing. Like that's the main thing.
Got you.
From, I don't even know if I should say it, but I mean the shit been out for what, 21 years?
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
Yep.
It's from the movie Fargo.
Oh wow! You know they're gonna be like this, writing it down and get into it, Yeah.
They had told me I couldn't use it back in the day. They was like, "Shit, nah, we gonna use this anyway."
So Dr. Dre, is the myth that we hear about Dr. Dre as far as like him being a perfectionist real or over exaggerated?
Nah, that's real. That's real. That's real. I mean, Dre, if you think about it, and if you listen to every record he's produced, the mixes are flawless, like so professional. Dre,
to this day, sonically, Doggy Style still knocking like crazy.
Yeah. So that's my thing with Dre. Dre, I commend Dre for his professionalism and his futuristic thinking. That's my main thing when I get out of Dre. Like Pete Rock, I commend him for bringing out the soul in you. Like he brought out the ultimate soul. You know what I mean? Like he digs deep into the soul. You know, Premier, he's like he's the chop king. You know, he's like he got this thing. Like I always commended Premier for one. He left Texas to come to New York, and he made it happen. So that's kind of where I got my inspiration from, leaving Cincinnati. You know, because I said, well, shit, if Premier could go from Texas to New York, I could go from Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? You know, Premier is like, he's a chop king, but Dre, he's a perfectionist, man. He's a professional futuristic thinking producer. He can already hear the future when it comes to the record.
Crazy.
And if you listen to all the records that he's mixed and produced or put his hands on, they kind of, you don't hear no glitches, you don't hear no no mistakes.
No fuzz, there's no fuzz in there, no distortion.
I hear no distortion, fuzz, none of that.
Cause I be liking that. You don't hear no popping. I like the popping every now and then. I'm like, yo, I need that popping on there, but he's like, how the hell he do that? So when he's in the studio, when you go in there with him, the first time you went in there with him, were you intimidated?
Oh, most definitely, man.
Okay.
I had my 60.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, yeah. He was like, he was like, come through and what you want in the studio? And I was like, give me an MPC 60. He was like, all right. So we was working on a True Hurst record called Hollywood.
Mm.
And I was chopping a little bit. I had already made the beat, but he wanted me to change up a couple of things, but he ended up keeping it the way it was. But I started doing what he was asking me, and it really wasn't. I was hyped to show him my skills. Being a young guy, I was like, man, I've been listening to Dre since I'm 8, 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to show him I'm a real student. And I was nervous, but at the same time I wasn't, because I knew I had a lot to. Feel like I was living out my dream.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Definitely intimidated because, it's Dr. Dre, and no matter what I do, he's gonna show me how to perfect what I'm trying to do.
Mm. What was the first placement that you gave him that he was like, this is it?
That's it right there. The Hollywood.
Okay.
Hollywood by True Hurst. He rapped on the first beat. The first beat I gave him.
Whoa.
Dre, I got a Dre verse on the high tech beat. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
I remember one time I was in Cincinnati. I was taking my little son on the 4-wheeler. We riding through around the studio, or whatever, and my phone rang, and it's Dr. Dre. And he was like, Tank, yo, you think I should keep this verse on there? He's like, I don't know, I might let somebody else put a verse on here. I was like, nah, bro, keep that shit on there.
I got Dr. Dre rapping. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a beautiful time.
How do you pick and choose when you rap?
Oh, that's a good question, man. Like, it's just the beat. The beat just make me want to rap. It's the feel of the beat. Something I could get my flow, my swag off on.
But has it, because as a producer myself that can write and rap, do you feel like some people messed your beat up? Like, you be like, nah, I wouldn't have kicked that on there. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. You be like, nah, I hate this beat now, because I have beats that I refuse to give anybody. I just don't want to hear nobody ever rap on this.
Exactly.
You have that?
It's happened a lot of times.
And they ask you for it, yo, let me get that. And you like, no, I don't never want to hear no verses on this.
Yeah, like, I be wanting them to perfect it, one of those examples is the Anderson .Paak Come Down record. Like, I really wanted somebody to do what he did on it. Like, that came out perfect. That was one of the, records that came out perfect that I've done in a long time,
But he nailed it. You was like, okay, I'm happy.
He nailed it. Yeah, he nailed that. Yeah.
I got an instrumental album I'm doing, finally gonna put it out, called I Hate Rappers. Because I don't want nobody rapping on my beat. So I hate rappers, so y'all can't rap on my stuff. So it's all instrumental, all beats.
Oh, you know what's crazy? You really gonna hear some whack shit on that now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they gonna be, nah, I can't do it, bro. I can't do it because when you make the beat starts from a mood. So sometimes you might say, yo, this is the mood I'm hearing on this. Yeah. And then somebody start talking about, yo, I had the burner on me. You like, no, this ain't no gangster. This is, yo, talk to the chicks on this one. You know what I'm saying? Right. And they just come and you be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah. It be a pocket too, I always give out flows. Like, I give them a flow because they don't understand. Like, this flow is going to pull them into the track. I don't care. So sometimes it'd be like, I don't care what you say, but it gotta be like this. Da, 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 you know what I'm saying? And some people just will go against the grain and be like, man, you don't feel that pocket right there?
Yeah, because it gotta fall on that snare, man. That snare is your friend, man.
Right. The vocals ain't nothing but another instrument.
So when you doing your joint, you and the 16 triplet for the drums, what do you, or you just straight up you turn the quantize off?
I do a little bit of both.
Okay.
Like sometimes I'm on a quantize, sometimes I'm on off. Depends on how I want it to feel.
But is it the 16 triplet?
It's probably like I'm all over the place.
Okay.
Sometimes, but 16 note, mostly.
16. So you don't do the triplet. You don't do the triplet. You just do 16.
Yeah, like I'll do like 16 note, but I'll do like the percentages. You know, like you got the 50. I'll go like.
See, I ain't got no time for all that.
I go to like 58%. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like the triplet might be a little too swingy, or so I'm going off the feel, like, you know. So and if I don't get that pocket that I'm looking for,
you'll shift a little bit.
I'll just take it off and do it myself.
Got you. So what beat you did with no quantizing that we gonna be like, how is it so tight?
Man, to be honest, like the whole album I did, me and Quali's second album, I did every beat on there is all like straight Pro Tools. Like I'm just triggered inside the Pro Tools, no sequence.
Wow. That's amazing. So when you doing the beat, when is the beat finished? Because I know the problem with that. Sometimes
I had to learn how to
leave the shit alone, right?
Yeah, I had to learn how to leave the shit alone. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn how to like not overdo it before you get vocals.
Cause you got to give them like a groove, but it has to be a skeleton, and then you could build around the vocals.
And then you could finish some sprinkles after they get done. You know what I'm saying? After you get the vocals or whatever you're looking for.
How do you feel about people rhyming to your 2-track?
You know, I'm cool with it as long as they let me finish it once they finish doing what they do.
So nobody ever put out your 2-track?
Oh yeah. Snoop done it a few times. And I was like, man, I tried to beg them, because see, the thing was, they were big on, and I get it. I had to gain that trust though. I had to gain the trust, like, because what happens is, from what Snoop was telling me, he was like, what happens is they'll rap on the 2-track, they'll fall in love with that version.
Because it's hard to duplicate the 2-track sometimes. Yeah,
and then you get like, you'll let them give it back to the producer, and he'll get hyped because it's Snoop Dogg on the track, and then he'll start trying to add all this extra shit on the record, and it'll take away from the feel. You know what I'm saying? When really they just want it to be exactly how it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you get used to hearing that, and then you come and you got these mixes, and then they're like, yo, no. Why? Don't drop the drums right there. Don't do that. Yeah.
Don't even touch it. Really, just clear everything up and make it the way it was, what they rapped on originally.
Do you layer your drums?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I like I said, I've studied the hell out of you, and I seen you actually sample a snare, and I was like, oh wow, like what makes you go live opposed to finding it on the record? How do you decide that? Because that snare was ill. You sampled that day, and I was
just experimenting, man. You know, and to be honest with you, to keep it all the way a buck, a lot of beats that you heard throughout the years it's like experimental. Like, it's not a set formula. It's not, you know, like I intentionally done everything. Like, it's a lot of it be experimental, just trying different things, you know.
So you don't play no instruments?
Nah, no.
You could play the hell out the bass on the MP.
Oh yeah.
You could.
It's all in my ear.
So do you use a particular note, or do you change your notes?
Nah, just whatever you know, it's whatever.
So all right, when you load the 3000, do you have, because this is a secret that I like to tell people. When I used to load the SB 1200, I use the same disc. So I would use the same drums for everything because I ain't had time to look for the drums. So I would make the whole beat with the same drums and then swap the sounds out later that might fit it. Do you do that?
Nah, I never tried.
Damn.
I couldn't do that. Like, I'll go the long way around. Like, I'll take the longest route. I'll fucking like find like I wouldn't use, if anything, I would use like an undertone kick, like the same undertone kick. But I would always find different drums for each beat.
Give
I
me
would
a
like
give me a beat that you wish you did that you didn't do.
Oh man, that I wish I did that I didn't do. Man. That ain't nothing but a G thing. That
Oh
Drake.
man. That's yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's I'm gonna do something freaky to you, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because the original. So hold on, you gotta give the audience a little, because you've been in the studio with Dre and it's so much mythical shit that we hear. Does he? What drum machine he use, if you could tell?
Dre is a cool cat, man. He's just a seasoned dude. Like, you know, Dre, he been in the studio forever. Like, you know, we talking about high tech, but right now, but man, Dre is like with me in as far as being in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how long he been in the game. But I'm pretty sure he come from the SP12 days, you know. And actually, like, you'll see that in Straight Outta Compton, the movie.
That's what I'm
where
talking
he was in the
about.
studio.
We figured that though.
Huh?
We figured it was the SP. I used to figure that because I
And
know
no,
Lord.
he used 3000 though. He was using
Okay.
the 3000s. Like, when I was in the studio, it was 3000. And you know, you got SP12. Like, he'll have a room full of everything.
Damn.
So it's all about, like, I don't think he used one particular thing. It's just whatever, you know, being a seasoned person, you know what sound good for what. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do, like how we was just talking. We come from the HR16 Illestes, you know, the MPC 60, the 62, you know, the 3000, and a trained ear and somebody like Dre, he might be able to say, nah, let's sample the snare into the SP12. It might sound better in there.
So he'll do it like that. Use
better.
the SP for a snare and use the 3000 for a kick. Whoa.
Yeah. You could do it like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen him do that, but I can only imagine, like, you know, because I've done it, and I know it gets vibe like that when you're trying to perfect a certain sound. So it ain't just about the beat all the time. It's about the overall production.
The G Unit joint. Did you do the Walk With Me joint? You did that too?
No, I didn't do that.
Yeah, that shit. Whoever did that, I was like, what's they call, Footprints or something like that? Yeah.
Who did that?
So
I don't know. I don't know who did that.
So Detox is really never coming out, right?
Detox. I mean, it might. That's Dre's project, man. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, if anything, he coming with something.
But you have joints in the vault for Detox that you can't place nowhere now, though. How does that work?
I got beats, man, that I forgot about. I'm pretty sure he got them. He got some joints that I forgot about.
So what's your better beats? Knots did Footprints. Makes sense, because Knots is another one with that tone bass. Knots is another one with that tone bass. So thank you, Doobie Sonics, for telling me that. So you when we have 373 people in the room, this was an impromptu. Me and you knew we was doing the interview, but we ain't really tell nobody. We could have did a lot of promo, but they gone. No, somebody said Jake One did it. I don't know who did it. Jake One is another ill dude. So what's the illest studio session that you've been in where you was like, magic is happening right now out of your whole career?
Wow. Oh man. It probably was Snoop. Snoop came out with, he came to Cincinnati. And, he brought Don Juan, and he brought Uncle Junebug and Uncle Rio. Yeah, he brought I think Daz was with him. I don't think Daz was with him that time. But brought the crew RBX
Mm.
and Superfly. I mean, that was just a dope studio session. Like they came and like really raided my studio and camped out with me and everything. We stayed up for like 2 days straight, and we were working on the All Stars album.
Mm.
That was just a dope time. But it's because at the time, the reason why I say that because at the time that was a time where I didn't think Snoop would come to Cincinnati. You know, to see a young producer like myself. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
this is Snoop Doggy Dog. Like,
Yeah, and I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
Snoop
yeah.
Dogg, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
And he came to Cincinnati, so that was a big session for me. Like that really enlightened me just in a lot of ways.
A lot of reefer smoke going on, I presume.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So you in the studio with. So let me ask you something. How do you collab with producers, or are you in there? Is like Focus in there? Is Mailman still around? Like how do y'all work on stuff together?
A lot of times with like if producer anybody ever done anything to my track, they'll probably just do it on their own time or do it like I never really worked with a producer in the studio.
Got you, got you, got you. Is there any more Reflection Eternal? Is that over with, or y'all gonna go back in there?
Yeah, we've been talking, man, trying to build a vibe and trying to see what's up. Like I think we all always gonna get it in, like we've been talking about doing another one for sure.
We need a Black Star album. I want to hear with Yasin Bey is where he's at with it, because that's like one of the greatest voices and greatest MCs
Yeah,
ever.
they working on that now. They working on. I think Madlib is producing the whole
I'm gonna
shit.
say, what you mean they working on it? Where you at? You need to be. Nah, come on, man. All right, Madlib is dope, but come on, man. We gotta go. Sometime we
Yeah,
gotta go back
you
to the
gotta
original
you gotta
sound,
talk
man.
you gotta talk to Yasin and Qua about that, man.
So high technology. When you doing more albums?
I mean, I've been working. I'm always working, but just trying to figure out the formula, But in particular, I just been working like trying to figure out how I'm gonna come at it because I don't want to do just a typical type of project. I want to put something more to it. Like, really, I want to make like a musical. Like like a small movie. Like a short movie to it. Tell a story. I don't want it to just be, the typical guest feature
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
type project.
No DJ Kelly. Yeah. So what happened with Dion?
My man Dion, he was going through some personal things in his life, man, where he just couldn't, he didn't want to deal with me no more because, I'm a workhorse. Like, I don't stop. I've been doing this too long to stop. You know what I'm saying? And
Got you.
I think he was just running from me just to purposely try to do something different. And it just ain't been the same for him.
Got you.
Uh, you know, that's
Has
just
it
what it is.
has it ever been a time where you thought about quitting?
Oh yeah, yeah. Like as I get older, man, I'm 45 now and not quitting. Nah, I never thought about quitting, but I've thought about like just like for instance, like right now I just been refocusing myself, like for as far as personal, like I never committed my life to this rap game and this shit. Like I always had a personal life and try to do personal investments and sometimes you get more intrigued by that than actually doing music. So that's
Mm,
kind of where I've been at with it. Like I fell out of love with it for real. And it stopped becoming like that fun hobby. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Well, is it because you're older and you got a little bit of money? Because when you broke,
That's a good ass question. But see, well, I think what happened, I think it's a weird shit because money could get you into things and it creates problems. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that. I think money creates situations that can have you chasing money. Like,
Yes.
if that makes sense.
No,
like,
yeah, because you start doing shit you have no business doing for money.
Yeah, and you also make money, then you make investments, and then maybe say like if you took that money and you made an investment and that investment didn't work, you spend your time trying to make up for that money, and now you out of focus from doing the music. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think the hobby and the love for making music was there. I think a lot of times you got to readjust your life to where making music is still always a hobby. You know what I mean? You can't be making music for money. That's what takes away from the music.
You gotta love it.
You gotta keep that being a hobby. You gotta keep that free and clear.
And
that
if you get a couple of dollars from it, so be it. But yeah,
stack that, put that shit up, put it up, you know what I'm saying? And just let it stack. But as far as using this music and to make money and make a living off of it, that's what takes away. That's what will put you on pause.
How many records did you sell in your career?
That's a good question. I don't know.
You up there? You got to be crazy up there. You don't even know how many plaques you got?
I got like all my plaques come from Aftermath.
Okay, but you never went gold with none of the other stuff, like
I got like the Train of Thought, like Ruckus stopped. They stopped counting. You know what I mean? I don't know. I believe the Train of Thought is probably it's about gold, but it's never been certified.
Okay.
And I got like a couple of plaques from Big L, Ruckus album, and Mos Def's y'all seen his Ruckus album, but I didn't have production on either of those albums. I was just a part of I did like remixes, and I was a part of the process because I was in-house producer for Ruckus.
Gotcha.
So I got those plaques, but I didn't do. And then the rest of my plaques come from Snoop and Aftermath, and 50 G Unit and shit like that.
So how do you you ever had a beat that you gave somebody that they turned down and they end up being a hit for somebody else?
That they turned down.
Like you really wanted him on his beat and he didn't want it and he took it and you like, see, you should have, that was yours. That was your beat.
Nah, I wouldn't say it was a hit. It was, that never really happened. Like, it was, I know Buster, one time Buster, he was pissed at me because he wanted this beat and he was like, nigga, Buster go Buster. Yo, why you ain't give me that beat? Da, 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 da. And it was a beat for a joint called In This World. Me and Kweli did on our second album. But he used to always ask me about that beat and ask me why I didn't give him that beat. But maybe months later, he called me and was like, yo, I just want to apologize. I was like, damn, for what? He was like, man, yo, you did give me that beat. I was like, what beat? He was like, that In This World joint. I was like, damn. He's like, yeah. I appreciate the apology. You know what I'm saying? But Bus, man, Bus is one of them guys. He's so passionate about the beats, man. He's passionate about the music in general. Like he'll let you know how he really feels.
As a producer, though, how do you feel like when you give people beats and they don't get back to you? Like, do you give them a grace period or do you just make something else?
It depends on who it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, because some people, they'll come back at you a month, two later, and be like, yeah, I'm working on that joint, or I'm working on that joint you gave me. So, I try not to give people beats that I plan on being impatient about and running, taking it to somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
So you never submitted nothing to Jay-Z?
Man, that's a good ass question, man. I never submitted nothing to Jay-Z.
The hell is wrong with you?
I don't feel like we ever had that connection. I never had that connect.
You never submitted nothing to Nas?
Yeah, Nas for sure.
Okay.
Nas, I got a joint on my album called Music for Life.
Yes.
And Nas, that verse, that was for Nas was gonna use that for his album.
Marsha, yeah.
He was loving that joint. He dropped, he had put the verse on it, but he never finished the song.
Mm.
I, I got a hold to it, and I asked him, could I use it? He was like, cool. He gave it, you know.
So Music for Life was
me,
supposed to have been a solo Nas record?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I ain't mad at Marsha and everybody who was on there, but that would have been ill.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. I really wish he would have finished that, but I was like, yo, I could use it for my shit.
So where did you get the Jay Dilla vocals from?
So that was an actual call. Like when I was working on my project, I had so I already had the Music for Life idea for my album, for High Technology 2. So the Music for Life idea, I had everybody, not everybody, but I had a few people call me and leave voice messages. And I gave them the head up. I said, you know, call my phone and leave a voice message and let me know what music means to you. You know, and basically Dilla was one of those people I reached out to. I got a drop from Buster, Pete Rock, and a lot of artists called my phone. I didn't even get to use everybody for the record, but that drop you hear from Dilla is an actual voice message he left for me for that song. So that was before Nas actually. That was before Nas actually put the verse on it.
Wow!
I didn't know I was on Nas verse because I was still in the midst of. I think actually the original beat was for Rakim.
What, Music for Life?
Yeah, the Music for Life beat was for Rakim. Yeah, I had made that for Rakim when I was working with Aftermath Heavy.
And when Rakim was there.
When Rakim was there, yeah.
Did he record vocals to it?
Nah. I don't think so.
So why Rakim said Drake put me in there with like C-list producers and all that? Did you heard when he said that? Like he would put me in there where he wasn't the top.
I seen that. I think I seen that. I know what you're talking about.
You wasn't like, nigga, I ain't no C-list. What you talking? You ain't.
I don't think he was talking about me, man.
Yeah, because I'm like, come on, man.
Nah, I don't think Ryan was talking about me for real. Like,
like High Tech ain't no C-list producer.
But then again, you know, that is Rakim. You know,
he might have just wanted Dre.
Yeah,
he might have.
And I think I think Dre should have gave him that full time. You know what I mean? Just because
it's Rakim.
Rod's a producer himself. You know what I'm saying?
He did all them beats. He did all those beats and the scratches. And the scratches.
I didn't know. See, I didn't know that for a long time. And you know, like when you go back and listen, it's like, damn, like. So you gotta respect that, like, you know. I think if him and Dre would have like just really got together and start digging in the crates and coming over, so they would have killed it.
I think he had an issue. I think Rakim had an issue with the content that Dre wanted him to do. I think Dre wanted him to be the type of and he know was past that. But just do something, man, because even The Truth Hurts. So Contagious, even though that's Quick, but I was like, okay, this is potential of. You ever been in the studio with Quick?
With Quick?
Yeah.
Nah, I never been in the studio with Quick. But back to Rakim, I do have a joint that we did work on with him and Truth Hurts. It's out. It's leaked. It came out, but it was out. Somebody leaked it. It wasn't mixed or anything, but I did it. I forgot the name of the song too, but it's a joint I did with him and Truth Hurts.
So who's that elusive artist that you want to work with that you didn't? Because on the High Technology, you featured a lot of different people on the volumes of that. Who is one of the people that you like, man, I gotta get a record with him?
Like somebody like CeeLo.
Wow.
I always wanted to get the CeeLo, you know what I mean? A collab with CeeLo. And you know, like I always wanted to work with Lauren, you know, when she was on her shit, like, you know, the Miseducation Lauren, you know what I'm saying?
So you want CeeLo the singer or the rapper or both on the song?
The singer.
Because CeeLo the singer, Crazy is one of my favorite records ever, man. Oh my God,
him
man.
And Danger Mouse, when him and Danger they got together, it's like they changed the game. He figured it out, you know what I'm saying? Like, he figured out the formula.
Yep. Yeah. So CeeLo, Lauren, anybody else?
Ice Cube, Jay-Z for sure. Because I never really came in contact with them. It just never happened. Those some of my favorite rappers. But Cube definitely one of my favorite. You know what I'm saying?
He's in my top 5.
For sure. Mine too.
All right, so you said your top 5. Who's your top 5 rappers of all time? This is gonna get you in trouble, but go ahead though.
I already know. Like, I don't even want to say it, man. Like, I'm gonna skip that answer, man.
Who's your top 5 producers of all time? Well, who's the top 5? All right, this is the journalism in me. Who's the top 5 rappers that inspire you of all time?
Oh yeah, Ice Cube.
See how I do that, y'all? See, that's a journalistic trick. So
now, this no order though. No order.
Go ahead.
Top 5 that probably inspired me the most would be Ice Cube, Nas. I ain't even gonna finish, man.
Who's the top 5 producers that inspire you?
Dr. Dre for sure. Pete Rock. DJ Premier. Let's see, Dr. Dre, Pete Rock, DJ Premier, Q-Tip,
Slept on.
And Jay Dilla.
You left one out, but you left out Marley.
No, that was 5.
But you left out Marley.
That was about 5. I left out Marley Marl.
You left out Marley Marl.
I know, man. You know what? That's why nobody should say top 5.
Yeah. It's
don't work.
Is there any producers out right now that you like in their sound? Do you like what's going on now?
Like the newer producers?
Yes. It's okay to say no.
My man Buddha bless this beat.
Okay.
Buddha got that. He doing the you know what they doing right now, but he also play keys and he got some soul in it. Like he actually sampled the Get In My Car joint that I produced for 50, and he sampled it, redid his version for the Migos record.
Dope.
Yeah. So I had to respect that because they you know, he did it his way, and then when I got to talk to him, he had so much respect for what I do and what I did. You know what I'm saying? I could tell it was genuine. He's just on top of his game. If you check his track record and then the records that he produced, like for like Chris Brown and Migos, like he's a big part of their sound. And you know, when you create something and you help create, you want part of the foundation. Like I can respect that because they got it out the mud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit didn't have to work. You know what I'm saying? And they all came up together. You know. But he's one of them cats that I respect, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause he got some soul in it, you know.
Why you never did the trap shit?
That ain't my field, you know what I mean?
Can you do it? I mean, people don't know how easy it is.
That's why I said it's really a thing to it. Like I've tried it a little bit here and there, like, but like people don't realize like they got people who do the real trap shit. They do it for real. Like I remember talking to 2 Chainz one time, and he wanted some beats, and he was like, "Give me your shit. Like I don't want no trap shit from you."
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Ever since then, I started really focusing. Just do what I do. You know what I'm saying? And if it start to feel like a little trap or whatever, then cool. But I'm not gonna really. I've tried to purposely do trap shit, but it don't feel authentic. And if you notice, like I noticed that people who do fake trap, that shit don't last long. It don't really hit right. But the real trappers like Beethoven and you know, like those cats, like it's a real sound. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't as simple as it sounds. Put it that way.
Yeah, it's I remember hearing like Yeah, I remember hearing stuff and I was just like, yeah, hold on, like this shit is kind of dope. Like it's a Future song called Chosen One that I was like, yo, hold on, this shit is kind of dope. Like this is trap. I'm like, oh, this I could get jiggy with this right here. You know what I'm saying? Because I love boom bap. I love soul. You know what I'm saying? Like my favorite beats is the beats that make you just wanna pour your heart out. I love that. So that's why when you did like Music for Life. So how you end up doing a New York anthem?
Man, you gotta pay homage to the.
I always wanted to ask you that. Like, yo, how he do a New York record? Like that was deep to me. Yeah.
I mean, I always felt like New York supported me, man. You know,
Got you.
that was like a genuine record, like that just straight genuine. Like when I wrote the hook, like I had Dion sing it, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
it just came like when I came with the where do I start? Like
Yeah.
that instantly was like New York, New York,
Yeah.
New York, New York, New York. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that was just my perfect time to pay homage, you know, because New York, if it wasn't for New York, it wouldn't really be you wouldn't hear high tech like that. I don't know what God had in store for me, but I'm just saying from my perspective, New York supported me coming in the gate with, you know, it's tough to make it in New York. You know, if you can make it in New York, like they say, you can make it anywhere. But
You know, it's my favorite part of that whole
yeah,
beat. I think
what's
it's the
that?
funky penguin. That's my
Oh,
favorite
yeah,
part of the whole beat because I
right.
noticed. Look, that's from Funky Penguin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know. Like I noticed stuff like that. Like I always like I hear the whole beat, but I'm like, what made him put that right there? You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I listen to music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had to give it up to New York. You know what I'm saying? Like New York embraced me, so I had to show 'em some love.
Um, Ohio players. How you feel about the Ohio players?
Well, the Ohio players, like what?
Was you inspired like with the funk? Did you grow up listening to a lot of funk?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that's like all in me. You know what I mean? Like I think that's what separates me from Pete Rock and Premier and everybody I told you I'm inspired by. Like
Mm.
I still got this natural funk. Like that's where my lead bass lines come from. It come from the home of the funk. You know,
Bring the
that's
bass
that.
lines back.
Yeah, they bass is lead. You know, the
Yeah.
bass is lead. So that's where I get it from. It's Zap and uh Boosie. You know what I'm saying? And Ohio players. I mean, they music talk for real.
Even though Eric Sermon just like killed
Oh yeah,
anything
yeah.
Zapp and Roger, like we can't, it's nothing we
Yeah,
can find. When I first
man.
heard crossover, I asked him,
That's a funk for real.
what is that? Like even he used Grapevine for Keith Murray. Did you ever hear that? A record called Bon Bon Z. He used Grapevine. I was like,
Yeah,
who the hell thought to use Grapevine? Like,
right.
ill. Um, it's another thing I wanted to ask you. So when you making a beat, how do you know what beat you gonna keep? Cause I've been doing beats in front of people, and they be like it's dope, and I'm like I don't like it. I cut the machines off in their face, and they get mad as hell. Have you ever done
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Like my homie Big D always was mad about that. Or I'll be working, I'll be like messing with something, and like I might have a record playing, and I'll be freaking the drums at the same time. He be wanting, be like, man, go ahead and fix that shit up. And I'll be like, nah, let me start on something else,
Cause the vibe, you
But
lose the vibe sometimes.
I lose the vibe. Yeah, you just lose the vibe. Like you said, I believe, like, at the end of the day, music is a moment in time. It's a mood, it's a moment in time. And it's just like a signature in time. That's it. That's why you gotta capture it, when you capture it. Like I'm not big on like just like listening to a beat over and over and over studying it. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's what it is.
Have you ever had? How long have you ever had beat block?
I mean, I feel like that I'm doing that right now. Actually, I'm in a beat block mode right now, for real. Uh,
I bet you the beat you got is just fine. You just might just be putting too much pressure on yourself. I'm pretty sure your beat block beats are better than everything that's out right now. I'm almost
man,
positive.
oh man, that's love, bro. I
I
appreciate
like I said, I haven't. I'm gonna just be real with you. Like I haven't heard you miss, and some people have missed, some people have lost a step, but I'm like, damn, this dude's sound is needed. You know what I'm saying? Especially like right now, like your sound is needed, and then the fact that you can do some West Coast shit for the East Siders, like cool, and then come over here and do some boom bap, and it's just your sound, and then I can't even really tell that you did cool. You know what I'm saying? And then I
right.
can't tell that you did move something, which is crazy to me. Like when I first heard that sample, I was like, what did this dude? None of your music sound the same to me. Is that on purpose?
Yeah, that's like a big thing with me. Like from producer to producer, that's part of my like when I'm in my battle mode. Like I just be wanting to show cats like the versatility. You know, the versatility is like really important to me just to show 'em where I'm from. Like that in itself shows you where I'm from. I'm from the Midwest. Like growing up, I listened to everything. We listened to yes, I'm mostly influenced by East Coast, but I'm from Cincinnati. Like I'm I'm influenced by the Midwest in general. We hearing it from all angles. So when you hear me switch my style up, it's not really on purpose. It's natural. That's just how I was feeling that day.
But you have brother and sister beats, right? You know what that is?
Nah, what's that?
It's a beat that you started and it's dope.
Yeah.
And then you have a lot of the elements of this beat in another beat, but they can't tell. And it might be used for a remix. You just tweaked and changed a little bit. Maybe you had some stabs and you played it different. I call that brother and sisters beats. It's almost like the same beat, but maybe the sequence is a little different. It's the same drums, almost the same sounds, but it's a whole different beat.
Yeah.
So
sure.
like how you might have Flavor in Your Ear and then you got Get Down. It's very similar, but it's not the same beat. But it's so when they say High Tech, I need this from you, you say, oh, I already got something like that. Because even when you did Round and Round, it's the same beat, but it's not the same beat. You understand what I'm saying? Like you added and did a little bit more to it. So I always call that brother and sister beat. I'm weird like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm weird like that. Anybody you want to shout out before we go?
Nah, I just want to shout out you know, everybody that's listening, man. Thank y'all for checking in. And you know, shout out yourself, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
And I want to say, this man is not Hollywood. I hit you and say, bro, I just want to chop up about some music. You said, let's do it. I was like, yo, for real? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Like I love, cause I love, like I said, I love production. I love producers and I just have a different affinity for producers because I know the times where you was crazy, the times where you was ready to give up, the times where you used to go to girls' house and they got records and you're like, yo, you think your father mind if I take them records? They'd be like, no, he been trying to get rid of them. And you like, yo, come through with the car. I got records. You know what I'm saying? And these kids don't know nothing about that. Bro. 45s, where you have 45s, where you alcohol wiping the records and you got this black thing on there. And then you had this dope record and you sat it flat and it warped.
Oh my God.
So I know I know the struggle. I know the pain of just creating and they're just hoping that what you made, the world like it. But you just like, yo, man, I think I just made one. You know what I'm saying? I think I just made one. I would like to.
That's my life story, man. That's my life story. Like it's based on that dream, you know, of a kid just making beats and hopefully one day he'll get some big rapper on the beat and you know and really get the beat heard across the world and people love it. You know, that was my whole goal, just for people to love my music.
Do you have any understudies?
Nah, my son, okay. he getting it in, man. Like and he more on the trap shit, you know what I'm saying? And he really got it, you know. He really doing his thing. Like I could see him. I just like naturally letting him grow though. Like I don't really stand over his shoulder. I give him pointers here and there. Like if I'm hearing something, I hear like a bass out of key, I'll peek my head in the room and be like, you know, you don't hear that? Like fix this, fix that, and then he'll get it. That's how I know he got it. He don't dwell on it too long. You know what I mean? I'll be like, and he'll be like, oh, okay. But as far as like trying to tell him what to do, I can't. It's something that they just doing. Like that's what I learned. I was like, no matter what, wherever this hip hop thing is going, it's out of our control.
Mm-hmm. You know you could do a verses, right?
I don't think they want to see me.
You got a strong 20. You got a strong 30.
I got a strong 2. I don't think they want to see me on the verses, man.
Nah, you could do a verses because you got big records too. Because you got the underground joints, but then you got them. Because when that Best Friend come on with Olivia and the Round and Round and all that, some of your R&B joints is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they. I mean, I love Rada music, man. Oh man, is that what the hell made you use D'Angelo? Like, cause
Nah, that ain't D'Angelo.
that ain't D'Angelo singing.
Nah, that's Dion.
Wow, you know what I thought I thought
Well,
that was
no. It's if you read the credits, I don't know the people. Dre had that sample so the original was Stevie Wonder.
got you. So
Songs
the
in the key
singing
like
is always thought the singing was D'Angelo.
no, it's
No, the higher pitch one. That's not.
Yeah, that's Dion.
Oh wow, I always thought. See,
Yeah.
learn something new every day. So for
and the top part is and it's like
yeah.
That's Dion, yeah.
And you did Where I'm From too, right?
Where I'm from?
For Game?
Nah,
I
didn't do that.
You did Where I'm From, man. What did you do for Game?
I did Old English, Running.
That's what it is.
Letter to the King.
Wow. See, that's another one. Because that record, Letter to the King, that's with Nas, right?
Yep.
That sample is on a group called the Bums. They had that same sample. Look it up. It's a group called the Bums. Yeah, and okay. I was in Easy Mo B put crib one day, and I was like, "Yo, is this group called the Bums?" Yeah. And I'm like, "Listen to this," and he was like, "Yo, I grew up in the sky, way down high." So when you sampled that, I was like, "Damn, this motherfucker just keep catching me for the stuff
you know that's Jaggers."
Yeah, but I never knew that. I didn't know the original. I just knew
it's another group that sing the same song.
Oh,
it's so another group.
Oh, so you gave away something, cause yeah. So,
yeah, that's the Jack. Well, that's
the Bums used it for interlude. They didn't rap on it or nothing. But it's
like a rap group.
Yeah, they called the Bums. They have a song called Free My Mind. It's B.U.M.S. Look it up. They was really famous for they used Close the Door by Teddy Pendergrass. And then they had a song called the Bums production was crazy. Look up the Bums. Okay. They had a lot of brother. Yeah.
From New York?
Nah, they was from the West Coast, I think. But they but they had boom bap. Yeah, they was called the Bums. I'm like a hip hop historian, bro. Like I know.
I like talking to cats like you because we could talk. We can talk about it there.
But see, the dope thing is that our interview is really a conversation me and you would be having on the phone. That's like my interview thing. So a lot of time we'll be on here talking for 4 hours and ain't even realize, yo, we was on here. So it's like such a because I do know. But yeah, they call the Bum. So when you use that, I was like, yo, he found and I was in Easy Mo B crib, letting him hear this joint, and he was like, yo, I gotta find a way to use that. And at that time, I had a Roland Phantom X, and I didn't know how to sample in it. So I remember the Roland is right over there. You know what I'm saying? The Phantom, because remember the Phantom, the bass in the Phantom, the Juno, 1080 and all that. I don't know if you was into the outboard gear and stuff like that, but
I use the Phantom, but I wasn't freaking it. You know what I'm saying? I just be using it for little sounds here and there, but not really like,
Yeah. So yo, man, I want to thank you for allowing me to build with you. Like I said, it's so dope. Like I love you see how the guy from the Natty that get some of the biggest artists to rap. I love the fact that a lot of people that I grew up, me and you, to like the same age, but that I actually listen to and I respect and I love their music. I get to talk music with you. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my life and this is my hobby. You know what I'm saying? I just so happen to make a name and a brand for doing it. So man, I appreciate you. Whenever you got something working with, stop with that beat block shit. Just put it out, man.
Right. Hey, big up to you, man, and your show.
Thank you.
I would definitely wanted to do your show, man.
Yo, I appreciate you. Like I said, when I hit you and you was like, let's do it, I was like, yo, for real? Like, oh shit, I got high tech. I was like, I ain't even telling nobody. I was like, I ain't telling nobody just in case he get busy or whatever. I'm like, I don't even want to jinx.
At the end of the day, you keep it 100. So I always look out for, I look out for cats.
I appreciate you.
And you know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like you know, it ain't like you trying to get clout, like you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, man, and I love,
So,
and it's all about the music. We ain't talk about no beef. We ain't talk about
yeah,
nobody we hate. We talked about the
no
music.
doubt.
So as
Yeah,
when we talk about some of them things, sometimes it's cool, but we always got to remember, like Jay Dilla said, the music is what makes me talk to a dude from Brooklyn, talk to a dude from Cincinnati, and we
that's right.
never even met in person, but
Yeah.
we seem like we knew each other for years. Could you
Yes, sir.
but could you do me a favor? Could you call Lloyd Banks and tell him he got to put out some music? I need you to
And
do that.
he just put out a teaser today.
Damn that. Was it produced by you?
Nah, I
wish,
because it sounded really good.
Oh, okay.
It sounded really good. It wasn't like I didn't hear no rap. He ain't rapping on it, but the music, like he had to show like some footage from Queens and just like I don't know. It just like I think it's a teaser though. But I got hyped when I seen it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Banks, man. Yeah.
What do you think about the upstate movement, upstate New York, the Benny the Butchers and the Conways and all that?
Man, that shit is incredible, man. Like all the producers, the production, like that shit blows me away, man. Like, you know.
Yeah, Eric
And,
Sermon did something on the Conway album. That's
yeah, like that vibe and like they really bringing that shit that capture you. You know what I'm saying?
that
Like
ruckus sound and shit back.
Yeah, I
Because it
love
was
it,
gone
man.
for a minute. But we got to get you with Benny. I can make them phone calls and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Some high tech and
All
Benny
right.
the Butcher right now would be kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? We got
Yeah,
to get
yeah,
that
Benny.
done.
You know, I'm on Benny too, man. He dropped some verses that really pulled me in. I'm like, listen, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's it right there.
But before we go, if you had to tell a new producer, if you had to give them any advice, what would you give them?
My favorite advice is to just keep doing what you're doing.
Mm.
Don't stop. Practice make perfect. It sounds cliche, but it's true. Be a student, do your study, you know, be as original as you can. But at the end of the day, we're all inspired by each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't nothing that I'm doing that ain't been done before. It's nothing that somebody's gonna do after me that I hadn't done. You know what I'm saying? So I think to make an impact, you gotta just try to be as original as possible. But don't stop doing what you're doing, man. Young cats, like it's gonna happen for you. You just gotta keep it going.
What's your social media for those who don't know?
My social media, Instagram, I'm at High Tech HITEK. Same
Mhm.
with the Twitter,
Okay.
HITEK.
You got any merch or anything like that?
Nah, no merch, man. I'm just in the lab. I'm really trying to cook up something fresh for y'all so I could, you know.
Come on,
get
put
on
out that
my
old
next.
shit too. Yo, and you need to make some
Yeah,
machine.
I am.
Yo, you need to go get
I'm in the
all.
lab right now. Like the lab is kind of crazy, but you can't really see. Like I got like all my old DAT tapes and cassette tapes and
The
shit. Like I'm
floppies,
about
you
to.
got the floppies everywhere.
Yeah, I got the flop. Hold on, right
Where the
here.
hell
You
you
know
still
what I'm
getting
saying?
floppies from?
I kept them.
Oh, but
I
so
kept
you,
all my shit.
so when you working
Yeah, I
on
got
this, they don't know nothing about that. They looking at that like, what the hell is that? They don't know nothing about that.
this. Let me
Yeah.
see. Oh, this the beat. This the beat from Oh, this the Too Late record that I did for Kweli.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah.
Somebody
trying
sent
to
Inspector
compile-
Deck too. That would be dope. You and Inspector Deck.
I know, man. Yeah, we got a Deck is the truth.
I can make that. We going. I can make some phone calls. I want to hear. You know that. So are you? So right when you say you working, are you looking to work on a new project, or you just looking to just get back into doing stuff for people?
Well, what I've been doing, man, I've really been trying to compile all the stuff that I've done. Like I feel like I've overstepped, and that's where a lot of like I got a lot all these joints that didn't come out, and I got like a lot of instrumentals and shit that I done coming up young as a young producer that I just want to just compile as a businessman. I just want to do it as a businessman, like
Got you.
start branding it and put it out because what I'm seeing, like when you put out an independent record and you got fans already, I mean that's a lot of income, like come from a publisher and a masters, you know, the owner of some masters, like you can compile all the shit that you got and your fans are appreciating it, but that's a lot of income, man. you know, but if I don't compile it myself and make it dope, it won't happen. But I want to like really like compile the joints, because I mean I got like 10 projects for sure, like, or 10 instrumental albums where, you know, I could just put out for the fans to appreciate, and you know, and still got new stuff coming for sure. But you know, I want to compile what I already have.
You got a zip drive and a SCSI?
What you say?
You got a zip drive and a SCSI somewhere too?
Yeah, for sure. I got it right here.
Amazing.
You know, look at it's my zip, right? You know, I got my zips, you know.
Wow. Amazing. When I first, because I'm coming from the SP200, so when I seen y'all scrolling through drums on the MPC, I was like, yo, where are them drums coming from? I was like, yo, how you do that?
We ain't scrolling, bro. We like, those are all like sampled and found, you know. And from my day, you know, like I like sampled each snare, kick, and, you know, it's not like a kit.
Shop them. So you never loop the drums. You never loop drum.
Nope.
Wow.
Never.
Yo, I wanted to tell you something. The Funky Worm by the Ohio Players.
Yeah.
Look up the single version, right?
Okay.
The drums on Funky Worm, the beginning, the 12, the 45, is the same drums. Same drums as the Detroit Emeralds. Did you know that?
Nah.
Look up Funky Worm. It's probably on YouTube. Look up Funky Worm.
You know that was the same record label.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the Westbound.
I remember what it looked like, but I don't remember what the record label.
It's the same exact label.
All right, now look, the beginning of Funky Worm, the 45, it might even be on YouTube.
Are you telling me that Funky Worm was a single?
Yeah, yes, it's a 45.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. This is how dope we could do this right here. Watch this. Watch this right live right here in front of the people. I'm gonna show you something.
You got the technology?
Yeah. Like we no pun intended. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended. No, hold on. Let me show you something. Yeah, Funky Worm was a single. I had a 45 of Funky Worm.
I don't have that.
Yeah, it was a 45 in the beginning of the drums. When it comes on with the same drums as the Detroit Emeralds, the same looking at the front door drums, the same incarceration.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
So looking at the front door drums, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I always thought that was the Ohio Players. That is the Ohio Players.
Nah, that's the Detroit Emeralds. That's the Detroit Emeralds.
No wonder I couldn't find. I was looking for this shit. I was looking through all my Ohio Players drums.
Nah,
it's on the Detroit Emeralds record.
That's the Detroit Emeralds. Watch this right here.
Yeah, with hi-hat. Yeah.
Yep. I'm just gonna play it really, really quick. Let me see if it comes on screen share. Watch this.
Oh shit.
I don't want to get flagged. So. Oh no.
Whatever
you're
looking for.
No. All right, let me mute that really quick. I don't want to get flagged, but All right,
that's
play.
The 45.
Yeah, yep. It didn't come on. Hold on. This might not be the version. Nah, that's not the version. I gotta find it though. But it's definitely it's one of these. If I look, it's probably red because I played it. But yeah. Well, without a doubt, it's definitely the beginning of that. Is definitely the Detroit Emeralds. So what you looking for is the Detroit Emeralds. But Funky. So you thought it was Funky Worm the whole time?
Not the Funky Worm. I just knew it was Ohio Players. I thought it was Ohio Players.
Yeah, nah, that's the Detroit Emeralds.
The Detroit Emeralds.
The Detroit
but you know,
Emeralds.
I do know they are the same label though. This is Westbound.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah, that's the same label.
Yep. So, all right, bro, I could talk to you all night, but
no doubt,
I gotta we could always do part 2, 3, 4, 5, and just build on music and stuff like that. And I appreciate you. Thank you for all your contributions to the culture. I don't give flowers, but I do give 5-star salutes, and you definitely deserve 5-star salutes for all you've done. And somebody said they found it that fast. See, the people in my chat room, because I got a lot of producers on here, they don't be playing. So somebody found it. But I definitely appreciate you. And we'll build later on. I'll chop it up with you. Anything you need from me on my end, you got my my direct number. You got, we on Instagram. Right. We got everything. Let's stay in tune. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you.
Likewise, bro. I appreciate you too, man.
All right, peace. All right, y'all. So yeah, that was DJ High Tech, not that other dude who's jacking his name. You know what I'm saying? This is the real High Tech right here. And yeah, man, I'm just doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? I love talking to producers. People keep asking me to do like a producer series. So this is a part of the producer series that I'm gonna do. I have a few more in store lined up. But I do need them likes. I do need people to hit that like button. I do need y'all to share this. I do need this to go out there. And I appreciate y'all, man. Thank to everybody who might have donated. Thanks to everybody who might just send a super chat. If you don't send a super chat or you don't donate, the free thing is definitely to hit the like button and then hit the share and leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? But again, I am a producer, so I know a lot about production. So when I talk to producers, it's always like a dope conversation because my audience don't really know how much about, well, y'all know because y'all be with me all the time, but a lot of people don't know how much I really, really know about production. Like I really got drum machines all around here. I got hold on, let me keep it real with y'all. Hold on one second. So I got this right here. This is the controller, but I'm gonna show y'all something else. This is the M Audio controller. They ain't paying me, but let me show you something else. Y'all already seen the ask me for 100. Oh shit! I'm messing up everything, but yeah, this is heavy. But I'm gonna show y'all. See? I really got equipment around here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so when I do my own album, yeah, y'all gonna see. This is real. I got stuff all everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff everywhere, all around here. You said, somebody said show us something vintage. It don't get no more vintage than this. It don't get no more vintage than this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Did I bring my 950 in? My 950 is around here somewhere. The 950 is around here somewhere. I just didn't I just gotta pull it out. Yeah, so yeah, somebody said get the 950 out the trunk. You absolutely right. Holy. Yeah, so matter of fact, should I I was about to let y'all hear a beat. I almost did it. I don't want to do it. But yeah, yeah, I got a lot of stuff. But thank y'all for joining me, man. Thank y'all. Salute to everybody who joined me tonight. Yeah, it is what it is. I got the 950 in the trunk still. Damn, I forgot it was in there. But yeah, I got a Roland Phantom X6. I got the machine is around here somewhere. I got the Renaissance around here somewhere. I have Yamaha SM8s, SM5s, and I have the subwoofer. I have 24 track boards. I got microphones. I got everything. I got the microphone that I could show y'all that I showed y'all before, that Biggie. You know. But yeah, listen, I even got a beat on here. But y'all want to hear something? All right, let me find something really quick. I'm be cool tonight. Let me know if y'all can hear it. It should be hold on one second, y'all. I don't want to mess up the high tech interview by playing beats at the end, but you know. I got beats that I did recent, and then I got stuff that I did a long time ago. Is this it right here? Let me see. What is this? What is it? No, that was a commercial. If I can't find it. No, I can't find nothing really quick. Where's that beat? It says beats in here. Okay. Let me see. Nope. Let me see. Nope. All right. I can hear it, but y'all can't. No, y'all can't hear that. Y'all can't hear this. Y'all can't. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. If I could find this one beat in particular, I could play that, but I don't know where it's at. I'll find it when we get off. Hold on. Oh, here we go. All right, I'll play this. This is probably gonna be like the first joint that I go with. All right, I'll play this. Can y'all hear that? Just let me know. Can y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? All right. But I'm gonna play it. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
So yeah, that was something that I'm working on. Yeah, I got a lot of those all over. Yeah, I got thousands of beats. Somebody said a fake ass Primo beat. Yeah, okay. I was doing beats. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm about to get up out of here. I got a lot of music. One day I'm gonna put it together. That's what I'm working on. I think that's High Tech texting me. It is him texting me. Yep. And yeah, I gotta go. So I got a lot of matter of fact, hold on. Somebody ran their mouth. Let me find this other beat. Hold on. Cause now y'all piss me off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't like when people run their mouth. Hold on, let me see if I can find these other beats really quick. Cause now this is where we gonna go with it. Damn. I had changed something where I was holding everything at. And now I don't know where everything is at. Watch. One day I'm gonna just sit here and play all my music. Watch. Damn, what did I do? Oh, it says it's in desktop stuff. Hold on. It might say Doggie Diamonds album. Okay, here we go. Is this it? No, this is... No, that's not it. Damn, hold on. All right, let me find it. I'm gonna find this beat. Let me just...
Doggie Diamonds.
All right, here we go.
Doggie Diamonds. Diamonds did this.
Like I said, I got a lot of them. If I even put them all together, but this is my I Hate Rappers album. You know what I'm saying? And listen, all your favorite producers know I do beats. Almost all of them. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I got a whole album, I Hate Rappers. That's off that. That's actually gonna be the first joint that I do. Let me see. You can actually even, this is the artwork has been done since 2014. Facts. I had this since 2014. I Hate Rappers. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So I can show you the metadata on there, you know. So yeah. I got, man, y'all won't even believe what I'm working on. So you know, long story short, I've been doing interviews for a very, very long time, and I just really wanted to move into the production a little bit more.
Got that knocked out.
Don't even really sound, y'all not even really hearing the full effect of how a lot of this music sound, because it sound kind of, you know, it's knocking, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say that. So I'm trying to find damn, I have a whole damn
Doggie Diamonds did this.
That's it. Yeah, so I'm out of here. This is Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. Y'all know what I do. Again, I just got to put it all together. And it's called I Hate Rappers, because I don't want nobody rapping on my music. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody who all my beats is made on the SP1200. That machine right over there made all my beats. And y'all gonna make me put all this stuff together. Y'all gonna make me put it together, because I'm sitting on thousands of beats. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Really, literally sitting on thousands of beats. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it is what it is. Anybody who, shout out to everybody who ever bought a shirt. Shout out to everybody who hits me on Instagram. Again, we talk about the music. We could talk about all that other stuff, but the music. And I'm about, you know what? All right, I'm gonna set a release date. I promise y'all, I'm doing this album, instrumental album. It is what it is. So y'all, let me get up out of here. I got a gym in the morning. And I thank y'all for joining me tonight. Shout out to High Tech for coming through. Please, if you could, hit the like button. If you could, share this, tell people how dope this was, you know what I'm saying? And oh, let me show y'all another thing coming. Before I go, if you follow me on Instagram, you know what's about to happen next, but maybe you're not. So I'm going to show y'all what's about to happen next. Because with the producer thing, I'm going to come up with a title. I'm going to name it. It's going to be No Filter, but I kind of don't want it to be No Filter. I want to actually do some producer thing. So this is somebody that I bumped into out in LA. This guy right here. Yeah, and we got something that we cooking up. So stay tuned. If you don't know who that is a guy by the name of Alchemist. So yeah, he's coming on here soon. Yeah. Oh, the wrong thing. He's coming on here soon. So yeah, me and Alchemist is going to do an interview on here soon. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to son of nah, I'm not doubting myself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got a lot of beats, y'all. So yeah. People always ask me, where's your beats at? I be like, I don't know, but they in here. I got them all. You know what I'm saying? But thank y'all for joining me. Yo, I'm out of here. Let me hit up Alchemist too. Damn, let me hit him up and see where he could come on. So yeah, I'm out of here. Peace. Make sure you click subscribe, youtube.com/Doggie Diamonds TV. Until next time, peace.